Hello, my beautiful stars. I hope you're all well today. And today I am going to be bringing you a reading on Ivana Trump. This is sort of like popped into my YouTube some time ago. And there's just so much that happened that I just haven't had a chance to actually sit in the energy and read on it. But let's stop there for a second. And on or about the 20th of July 2022, 10 men struggled to carry a 73-year-old woman. The casket nearly got dropped. Mainstream called it dignified farewell. But the digital chatter of the story is completely different. Why was that casket so heavy? I've carried a casket of a 78 and a 75-year-old grandparent. I know how much it weighs. And it was only 6 of us that carried the casket. And we didn't struggle. Why did that casket nearly slip past their hands and out of their hands? And I think today it deserves a look. And then we are also going to have a look why she's buried where she's buried. Bedminster is hiding more, allegedly, for fun and entertainment purposes only, more than just a body. Because if we look past the tax breaks, Bedminster has also got very, very strict laws with regards to searches on graves and etc., and the exhumation of bodies. So let's quickly have a look at the numbers here. I'll try not to keep you guys too long, but it might just go on slightly longer. But I think it's a worthwhile read. When we look at her birth date and we add all the numbers up, 20/02/1949, it comes to 27, which goes up, which gets reduced to a 9, and then her transition takes us to a 17. Which takes us down to an 8. And then the sum of that, of the 9 plus the 8 is 17. And that takes us down to an 8. When we look at her life, she lived a life of 9. Which is the sage, which is the hermit. It's also a completion cycle. And she left in the number of 8. Which is a power and karma. But then we've got the intersection where she's buried at Bedminster, near T1 or hole 1, which then reduces everything, and that is a 1. When the life and the passing on and the soil meets, it is a 18, and then that reduces again down to a 9. The circle is closed. But if we look at tarot, the number 18 is the moon. And this isn't a peaceful rest. It almost tells me that she's buried in the shadows. Or there is shadow behind her burial. Or shadows cast over her burial. So what we're going to do is I'm going to quickly just reshuffle these, and I'm going to cut it, and then we're going to pack out our 11 cards. Please do leave a like, share, and a comment, and tell me the falling apart of things that were built. Let's have a look here. And also her death was also fairly anomalous. Let's just leave it at that. You make your own decision. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, Four of Pentacles, Justice in reverse. Look at all these reversals. Okay, let's have a look here. The Moon in reverse. This is the shadows and stuff. This is the shadow that is over the grave. And she's telling us something from above. There's illusions and delusions. Again, there's a creature crawling out of the water. I don't know if there is water near that first hole or the first tee. Let me know in the comments. Because I know golf courses. I used to work at a golf course back in the day. And I know there's a lot of water on golf courses. There's a lot of water traps and stuff on the golf course. So this is telling me definitely it's a golf course. And that's the secrets. Holder of secrets. The holder of secrets. Physical assets. Holding on to physical assets. And have a look here. Doesn't that remind you a little bit of the New York skyline and stuff? And lines were drawn. And doesn't that look like a tombstone? As I always say, cards mean sometimes different things. And in this instance, I'm looking at the iconography. The king buried secrets. And it is firmly underground is what I want to say. But feet are firmly on the ground. We are keeping the secrets firmly under wraps. This Justice card in reverse. Justice is a Pisces. And Ivana was a Pisces. A sign of the deep dark sea. And this Justice in reverse tells us this burial was a legal imbalance. The burying and the drowning of evidence. And it almost looks like if we take that part out, doesn't that look like a mausoleum? Not that she's got a mausoleum erected around her, she's just got a patch of grass that is overgrown. But that the burial is unjust. Something is being hidden underground. For fun and entertainment purposes only. Full disclaimer in the description box. And it's beyond the court's reach. Because of the legislation that there is about graves and graveyards and protection of graves in Bedminster. And things are left out of reach. Out of reach of justice. Seven of Swords here in reverse. They were holding on for dear life to the secrets. But in reverse, it was nearly dropped. Something is stolen and hidden inside. And it was too heavy to carry. What secrets were carried with her? And look at the red light warning there. Magician. That's a number 1. It's where she's buried. It's the alchemy. It was designed in such a way that nobody can reach her. And look there. What did I just say about 8 in her numerology? There's the 8. Continuation. To this day, there's a continuation of thoughts of what could be there. Sorry about that, my throat. And look at the lilies here, the funeral flowers. We are onto something here, my friends. So stay with me. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Stay with me. Stay right there. There we go. Right underneath the 4. The 10 of Swords. Oh. Devil in reverse under justice. 8 of Swords. Look at all the swords here, people. Look at all the swords here. Look at all the backstabbing. Look at all the... What do swords do? Swords injures. Swords cut. Swords can take you to another life. There's 10 of Swords here. Finality of information. Things that can't talk. Things that's been taken to the grave. It's buried forever and ever and a day. There's no ways that they can get to it. There's no ways that it can be untied at this point in time. But it's also telling me that it's the final cutting of a cord from the devil. Whoever the devil might be. And we know who the devil is that has come up in the Epps readings. And they were friends. And we know who came up in my G. Maxwell reading as well that went live on the Monday. Is this the uncoupling of secrets that she knew that went to the grave with her? And the spider web just keeps growing. That's 10 of Swords here. Still gets me. And this 8 of Swords. Whereas in the past, she could actually untie herself. She's forever and ever bound. It's forever and ever bound. There's no ways that it can be released. It's what this is telling me. And with these reversals, it's just telling me, pointing underground. The secrets are now underground. It's tied up. Page of Pentacles. In reverse. New offerings. Young people. Young people. She knows secrets. She could have offered things about young people. But those things are no longer there. She can't speak about the young people. And she's now the holder. Ivana Trump is now the holder of the secrets. And it's leaving people out in the cold. People who's looking for the truth, people who's looking for answers, people that are looking for healing, is left in the cold. Because behind the stained glass of the church that she was carried out of, that church had stained glass like that. The secrets went into the cold with her. Fire. The year of the horse, the year of the fire horse, things are going to come out. Charge is being taken. King of Cups. Emotions are being held back. Who is this King of Cups? Strength. The 8 again. I know it is not Donald, but looking at this here, she was the one that used to tame him. She was the one that used to placate him and calm him down. She had control over this King of Cups. And this King of Cups no longer has any worries. The world is upside down. Things are going to look underground. She's looking at it from another world that she's looking at it. Things are going to be moving slowly. And again, look what is right in front of you. The foundations are planned. But pick up your staff and look and see what is in front of you. And it's just come to me. Andrew, Windsor Mountbatten. Is he just the front? The fall guy? Look past that. Because this rose, it's just suddenly popped into my head. Temperance in reverse. The devil. The details in the devil. Devil's in the detail. Something was conjured up. Something was conjured up by the king. By the one in control. And the secrets that she's carried went with her in her head and in her heart. But there's more of it that went. There's the bully. People left in the cold. I'll take. Even though you've laid down your sword. She's moved on to a calmer place from the rough waters. But she took secrets with her. Transformation. Endings. What is ending? Who is ending? Who could this have ended? And she's pointing us in a direction. One last message. One last message here from Ivana. One last message from Ivana. One last message from Ivana, please. Ivana, if you've got one message, please give us one message. Ivana, one message. I'm shocked. I've had shivers going down my spine. Who's the King of Pentacles? Just saying. The cards are saying. Wow. Thank you, my friends. And I'll leave it with the King of Pentacles until I speak to you soon. And I will be doing a reading about this King of Pentacles, I think directly after this, and ask some questions about this King of Pentacles. Till I speak to you, goodbye. Have a lovely day.